In this WrestleTalk news, WWE banned the Yes Chant. Fans walk out on Raw. Bryan Danielson shoot letter to WWE. Tempest review of NXT and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos. Because we are the OGs at wrestling news. 10 years. 10 years we've been doing this, so subscribe and buy this goddamn t-shirt at WrestleShop.com. Sorry, I get carried away sometimes. Very proud.
Support WrestleTalk!
But before we get on with any of our top stories, The Undertaker and The New Day have just released the first trailer for their upcoming Netflix Choose Your Own Adventure movie to see who's brave enough to wield the dead man's urn. This is actually happening. It's not a contrived setup to a joke. But if it was, the punchline would be that you really have to earn the right ending. I hate myself. Netflix and WWE announced the film earlier this month, and now the first trailer has given us a look at the plot, which sees your boys, the New Day, going to visit Uncle Taker at his scary mansion, explore the house's various rooms, which you, the viewer, get to choose using the Bandersnatch interactive function. Like, will you make Kofi follow the lights, the fog, or the whispers? There's the option to pull knives on people in the locker room, the good old days, am I right? With the knives? Which all culminates in a showdown with The Undertaker in some kind of Scorpion King-like Uber-Taker reveal at the end, I assume. Currently, the top comment on the YouTube version of this trailer declares, "This looks like the worst thing ever, and nothing is gonna stop me from watching it." The film is out on October 5th. I wonder if anyone watching this wrestling channel might be interested in a watch-along of the movie. Can't think of anyone who would really want that to happen, would you? Wisely, WWE now don't just have first mover advantage on fictionalized choose-your-own adventure adaptations of their intellectual property, they also now own the actual options of yes and no. Ahead of his in-ring AEW debut tonight against Kenny Omega in the Dynamite Grand Slam special, Bryan Danielson has been doing the media rounds to promote the show. And in his typical beautifully honest style, he's spoken about why he won't be using the Yes Chant in his new company. While fans have broken out into their own Yes Chants on AEW shows since Danielson debuted there at All Out 2 weeks ago, Bryan himself hasn't taken part, only nodding his head rather than the full arms up screaming he did in WWE. And talking to Wrestling with Brandon F. Walker, he's revealed it's because he had a great conversation with Vice President of Production Kevin Dunn before he debuted in AEW, where he very respectfully gave WWE a heads up about his plans before they happened. They asked me, politely, to respect their intellectual property, even some of the things that couldn't be legally enforced. I'm trying my best to do that. So while WWE can't legally trademark the word yes because it's a pretty common word in the English language, and there's arguments other people used it before Danielson, with Bryan citing UFC fighter Diego Sanchez as his inspiration, Danielson wants to respect his former employer's wishes. To be honest, it might be for the best. Fans can still chant it when they want, and it lets Bryan recreate himself for what he's revealed will be the final full-time run of his career. Speaking to WFAN, Danielson revealed, "I see these next 3 years as my last 3 years as a full-time wrestler. I don't want to see it as, okay, he's tapering off. This is the climax of my career these next 3 years. It all starts tomorrow." Adding to the sense of occasion, Danielson has taken the very rare step of publishing an open letter on the Players Tribune thanking WWE before he's set to debut in AEW tonight. Meanwhile, Prison Break metaphor videos and Talk is Jericho podcasts are like, dude, this is not the way we do things here. In the letter, Danielson calls Omega his dream opponent in a company that's modernizing wrestling, but explains how his emotions are mixed. He's excited, but he'll miss his WWE family too. He thanked his fellow wrestlers, the crew, the creative team, the fans, and even most shockingly for people who leave WWE, the big man, who I know hates to be acknowledged. "I won't say much, but thank you for the conversations, the life lessons about both what to do and what not to do, and the best hug I've ever received. I wish more people could see you how I see you. I think he's talking about Nick Khan. Sure, it doesn't have the juicy behind-the-scenes revelations of many other wrestling company defections, but perhaps this is a sign of burgeoning maturity for the WWE versus AEW tribal war. Both Danielson and Adam Cole have chosen to be respectful to WWE, opting to sign with AEW for a new challenge rather than creative dissent or being fired. Maybe we could all learn a little lesson in humility and conduct from both men, in how to voice our opinions to our friends or in comments on YouTube. Oh my god, have you seen Vince McMahon's old man notes on NXT? Stupid. Fightful Select is reporting McMahon wants the new version of NXT 2.0, to be an edgier product, specifically wanting to target viewers between the ages of 18 to 34, which would include everything from in-ring work and aggression to harsher language, and to keep up with current affairs with promos and character verbiage. Now, I was then going to do a joke where this next bit would be entirely 1920s slang, when I found one of the top phrases from the time was dewdropper, like lollygagger, a slacker who sits around all day and does nothing, often unemployed. They're already doing this. You should break up with Eva Marie, you bum, you dewdropper. Another awkward bit of direction for NXT 2.0, which Fightful Select do admit they haven't fully verified, was more lenience on female character gear, though it wasn't specified what exactly that means. What could that feedback from Vince McMahon on an edgier product possibly mean? I'll tell you what it means. NXT needs some hotsy-totsy, none of those Mrs. Grundys, a few Bearcat tomatoes. That sounds like berries to me. Meanwhile, Triple H has just gotten out of hospital and is like, oh my god, what have you done? Triple H underwent successful heart surgery earlier this month for a cardiac event, which WWE's statement said was caused by a genetic heart issue. Triple H himself has now tweeted out his first message since the news broke. I've been blown away by the outreach and support from so many people. I'm recovering, doing well, and deeply grateful for all the love in my life. Especially grateful for Shawn Michaels and all the superstars and crew at NXT. Steph and the girls love the snacks. See you soon. Praying emoji. Heart emoji. While NXT 2.0 had actually improved ratings for week 1 at least, this week's Raw in the arena saw an alleged mass exodus of fans 2/3 into the show. Dave Meltzer claimed on yesterday's Wrestling Observer Radio that 1,500 people left the arena during Raw's Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair segment. Brian Alvarez later updated this to 700 after receiving a text message from someone who was in the building, which is still a large portion of the reportedly 8,000 strong crowd, but less than half of the originally claimed figure. Some fans on Twitter continued to debunk the report, saying people just went to the merch table, possibly to buy Bliss's Lily merch. Whatever happened at the show, the report has sparked the latest edition of Dave Meltzer feuds with the WWE lady star, as Bliss herself tweeted, "Sorry Meltzer," or whatever. Like it's not his name? You can't get clout off of our segment, move on. Peace emoji. Hashtag stop lying. Hashtag literally didn't happen. Hashtag you're embarrassing yourself. From watching at home, I thought the crowd were very into the segment, which was way much better now they've dropped the overtly supernatural elements from Bliss's character. And in addition to that, Raw's viewing figures were up on last week's to 1.79 million. After staying silent over the weekend on sexual assault allegations against him made in Thursday's Dark Side of the Ring episode, Ric Flair issued a statement on Monday to deny the accusations. And now he's made another statement to Wrestling Inc. defending his actions, specifically that he used to spin his penis around in front of people. To clarify, the helicopter, as it was called, is accurate. I wish I could blame it on youth, but it was a case of drinking too much and being inappropriate, and I apologize for that, and have countless times over the years. I made some bad decisions during dark periods in my life, and it is something I've spent a significant part of years I was given by the doctors in 2017 trying to make right. I condemn sexual assault in any way, shape or form. I could and have written books, as have others, that have covered my transgressions. I've made some terrible decisions, but I've never forced myself on anyone in any way, period. Rob Van Dam, who was one of the talking heads on that episode, then also tweeted saying that he never saw Flair sexually assault a flight attendant, blaming creative editing for if it came across that way. But he did confirm Flair was in the back of the plane for several minutes with the accuser. Flair then responded to RVD's tweets posting himself, "A man tried to destroy my reputation based on an assumption. I don't even know what to say right now." There's no easy way to transition out of that story, so here's Tempest with a review of last night's NXT in about 5 minutes.
This is a Braun Breaker Stan channel, y'all. The takeover's already begun. What's going on, WrestleTalk friends and fans? Tempest is here with a review of NXT 2.0 in about 5 minutes. So this show starts with all the new NXT faces in the ring before they're greeted by Tommaso Ciampa, who comes out and cuts a big hoorah promo saying, "We are NXT." He's interrupted by Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, and Pete Dunne as a brawl breaks out, and honestly, I thought this was a very effective way to open up this episode of NXT. I would have liked to have seen something like this on last week's show too, to really bring that new era feeling. Ciampa is very much being portrayed as Mr. NXT these days, although I will admit the rest of the NXT roster behind him did just kind of feel like a group of guys. Not many people there really stood out, so I would have changed that, but overall this was a very good way to open up the show. This gets a 4 out of 5. We then had the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match as Kushida took on Roddy Strong. While it was going on, this was a very strong match, but just as things appeared to be ramping up, the Diamond Mine interfered, allowing Roddy Strong to get the win with his backbreaker. After the match, he was challenged by Grayson Waller, who will receive an NXT Cruiserweight Championship match next week. After so many weeks of build-up, I would have hoped that a match like this would have gotten a much higher billing on this show, but this is the new era of NXT, and I can already tell the Kushida and the Cruiserweight division are kind of being swept under the rug a little bit. So much for that big plan they had for the Cruiserweight division. Oh well, this gets a 3 out of 5. We got the debut of Dante Chen, who beat Trey Baxter in about 2 minutes with the wing clipper. There really wasn't much to this one, and I was hoping for Trey Baxter to be used in a much better position than just being a jobber on this show. Hopefully he can turn that around. His segment later where he just said, a superhero, did not give me a lot of confidence in that, however. This gets a 2 out of 5. We had a promo from Joe Gacy, who said he's looking to achieve peace in NXT and turn this into a safe space before he was thoroughly defeated by Cameron Grimes. Gacy did look good in this match for the short time that he had before Cameron Grimes caught him with the cave-in, and after the match, Gacy tried to hug Cameron Grimes and just left all jocular and happy. I'm not sure what this character is, and having him lose his first match with the new character doesn't really give me a whole lot to bite onto here. Could have gotten one win. Didn't have to beat Cameron Grimes. You have a whole roster full of nobodies, you could beat one of them. This again was a short match, not a whole lot to it. This gets a 2 out of 5. The next match saw Elektra Lopez win a squash match over Anna Shear. There were a lot of squash matches on this show with people that don't have a whole lot of star power, and it made it really hard for me to get into the bulk of the show. Lopez was able to get the win with a back suplex side slam combo, and then cut a good promo afterwards calling out B-Fab, before B-Fab attacked her from behind and the two brawled until their factions separated them. I'll give this a 3 out of 5 for the promo and post-match beatdown, but there again wasn't a whole lot to this match. We then got a squash match where Odyssey Jones beat 2 jobbers at once. This really was the squash match show, good lord. This was pretty standard stuff. The big man took on the 2 little men and then threw them around and ended up pinning both of them. Again, not much to it, but Odyssey Jones has a lot of charisma, so that made this at least a little bit of fun to watch. I guess I'll give this one a 2 out of 5 too. There's not enough to any of these squash matches to make me think they deserve anything more. We then got an in-ring promo from Toxic Attraction, the faction that's being led by Mandy Rose, with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. I've been curious to see what Mandy Rose is going to do in NXT, and she looked good in her match last week, but this promo really offered nothing new. A lot of the verbiage here could have been right out of a Sable promo from 1999, with Mandy Rose saying that all the fans love to look at her but would never be with her. They all took turns talking and said that they were going to dominate the women's division and blah blah blah. They won an NXT Women's Tag Team title shot. Thankfully, there are like no other teams in this division, so that might not be very hard to get. The delivery was good, but nothing that was said was anything mind-blowing. This promo could have been cut by any heel faction of women in the last 10, 15, 20 years. The Allure, the Beautiful People, I know those are the same thing, but come on, give me a break. Lay Cool, Team Bella, it could have been from any of them. I was just hoping for a little bit more. The delivery will bump this up to a 3 out of 5, but I'm not going to remember this promo on T-minus one day. And then we had the best thing on the show, which was the main event, as Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker took on Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland. I beg of you, WWE, please just call him Rex Steiner. The man is even using the Steiner recliner as a finish. What is this game we're playing here? It's like half a secret that everyone knows. Dumb name aside, Braun Breaker is legit the most impressive prospect I've seen come through NXT in a very long time. This guy is the total package. It's clear that they know that too, because he was heavily featured in this match, eventually getting the win, hitting Ridge Holland with his press power slam. This was after Kyle O'Reilly returned and hit Ridge Holland with his baton, throwing him back in the ring and feeding him to Braun Breaker. After the match, Breakker handed the NXT Championship to Tommaso Ciampa, but he held on for just a little too long. It's clear they're doing a slow burn to Breakker versus Ciampa for the NXT Championship, and that is very exciting. I am very much looking forward to seeing Bron Breakker as a main event star in NXT. Whether he will rise to the occasion or not, I don't know, but everything that I've seen so far would lead me to believe that he is going to live up to his family name. This main event was a ton of fun. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Overall, they introduced a ton of new stars on this week's show, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they only had 2 people who wrestled at NXT TakeOver 36 appear in front of the live audience. There were not a lot of established stars on this show, and it made it kind of hard to get invested. I'm giving this show a 3 out of 5. Bron Breakker, though, he's a star. And that just about wraps it up from me. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this week's show, make sure you go over to WrestleTalk podcast later on today, where myself and Chopper Pete will be breaking down this entire show in detail, and I will convince him to love Bron Breakker if he doesn't already. Until then, take care, spike your hair, jam that jam, all that jazz. For life, yeah, woo.
If you're still watching this video, you're the best of the best of the best of the best. So I've got a favour to ask of you. We're always trying to tweak and improve what we do here on WrestleTalk and Parts of Unknown, and the biggest part of that is all of you. So we've created a short survey, fun, which you can fill out using the link in the video description below that will let you submit ideas to us and help us understand what you want the most. Support WrestleTalk and please go fill it out for us. And while you do, enjoy Adam Blompier, Laurie Blake and the whole No Rolls Bar crew's latest Let's Play of Dream Crush.
Laurie, I struggle with this because it feels like quite a tough pack. But I feel like you, based on your appearance, you've got kind of a goth vibe going on, tats and stuff. A goth vibe.
A goth vibe?
Yeah, well, not, maybe not. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll start. Maybe not goth. Okay, no.
Guy.
Does everyone in the world with tattoos are goths in your mind?